Good day, mates. It is a beautiful night here in Australia, and as I'm walking along, a couple things going through my mind. One is, since February 15th landing here in Australia, I don't know that I've had many nights that were anything but beautiful and wonderful. So to that, I'm very, very fortunate. But you know, the other thing going through my mind is that oftentimes when I'm traveling, I'll pull into a town, city, such as I did here, Hobart, Tasmania, and every town, every destination seems to have its own little surprise, and this is absolutely no exception. I found my way to a neighborhood of Hobart called Battery Point, and I saw it on a map when I pulled into Hobart. I just didn't give it much thought, and then I walked down the street in Battery Point, and I got a little bit curious, and I decided to do a little bit of research, and it turns out that this is quite a special place. It really is. It's not only is it a beautiful place, but it's rather special as well. And I was just reading up a little bit about this, and I'm going to take you for a walk through Battery Point here. I'll turn the camera around for you and let you I'll get out of the way of your view. But this is the well, this would be the main street, I think, in Battery Point. And Battery Point was settled in the earliest days of Hobart Town, which I guess is what they called it, Hobart Town. And it's retained the winding streets, the colonial architecture, and historical ambience that make it one of the most fascinating historic precincts in all of Australia. Built over a point of land jutting into the Derwent River, it has become one of the most fashionable suburbs of Hobart, all the while keeping its historical links with Hobart and Tasmania's past. You see that wonderful building there? And I'm going to go on a walk that's going to take us up laneways past old seafarers' cottages and through a historic precinct in which the outside of the buildings and the streetscape is largely unchanged since it was built in the 1800s. Look at this. Now this is really a wonderful bakery right here, Jackman and McRoss. I actually came in here and had a brekkie one morning during my week here in Hobart, and that's really a beautiful, beautiful place to go and have some breakfast. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little walk, and there's a community center just up ahead, and I think there's a little barcode or whatever that I can scan, and in doing so it'll share some of the history. But this would be your typical stone building here in Battery Point. This is actually an antique store, and as you see as I walk through, there are just no shortage of flowers everywhere you look. And as I'm filming this, I'm standing on the corner of Kelly and Hampden, and right there would be the Prince of Wales Hotel. So it's not a very big community, and I should actually be able to walk you through this relatively easy and well within probably 30 minutes if I'm not mistaken. And as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around for a moment, and I'm going to walk you down Kelly Street, because Kelly Street is actually one of the attractions here of Hobart, if I'm not mistaken. Kelly Street is lined with some nice little cottages, and maybe as I'm walking I can find some information about actual Kelly Street itself. And I'm just kind of reading a little bit more. Settled in 1804 and built jutting out over the River Derwent, Battery Point began its life as a maritime village. The suburb's name derives from an 1818 gun battery that stood to protect the town from real and imagined nautical threats. The battery was situated on the site of today's Prince's Park. The guns were used to fire salutes on ceremonial occasions, but were never called upon for their intended use. Wonderful. So this is Kelly Street, and this is one of the destinations on the tour. If you were to follow it, I'm not gonna do the entire tour, but regardless, I'll be able to share some of it with you. It really is a nice little town, and down at the end of Kelly Street are Kelly Steps, and Kelly Steps are what would join the neighborhood up here, down with the water. And I would imagine that some of this real estate here is probably rather pricey. So you'd have the captains of the ships would have their homes here, and the sailors would raise their families. And as you'll see as I walk along, and there's just no shortage of beautiful flowers. Here's a home here to Glasgow, and a lot of these homes have names, which kind of reminds me a little bit of another small little town, Carmel by the Sea, on the beautiful Monterey Peninsula. Look at these little cottages all along Kelly's Lane. And as I'm walking along, it's a Saturday night right now, and boy, the aroma coming out of the kitchens of some of these little cottages is very, very nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go all the way down to the end of Kelly Street, but this gives you a nice idea. So I'll find my way back to the little center of the village and share a little bit more of it with you. There's a view looking up Kelly Street here. All right, if only for the sake of brevity, what I'm going to do is I'm going to forego downloading the historic walk onto my phone and trying to narrate it, but rather I'm just going to walk through the town. And if you're so inclined, you can actually go online and just Google Battery Point Historic Walk, and you'll come up with the map yourself. But rather what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk and talk, and I am going down South Street. So if you were to take that and download that map, or that walk rather, they would give you a little bit of information about the different buildings and houses and cottages and stories of the little streets here in Battery Point. But I will I'll just walk and talk and give you a nice idea as to what it looks like here. There's a little cottage there. There's some folks looking like they're going out for a night of dinner.
Do we need to be smiling?
Oh yeah, you do. Where are you going? Out for a night on the town?
Absolutely, out on the ranch.
Okay, you're going up to that Italian restaurant, aren't you?
No. We're going round to some friend's place.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Well, have a good day, okay?
Yeah, you too.
All right. Wonderful, folks. It's always nice when you can include some of the locals. Now here is the Cobbler Cottages right here. Look at that. It's always nice when you can include some friendly locals into the videos. And just here is a home that I actually met the occupant of this home here the other day, 22A South Street. Wonderful, wonderful lady who happens to be a world traveler herself, and a doctor at that. And here we come up on another little home. All right, so I'm going to do just a little bit more here in Battery Point before I call it a day and head home and pack my bags for what promises to be an exciting day tomorrow on the island cruise. Is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, and seeing penguins and all the likes. So I'll pick this back up in just a minute after I go up another street. Alright, I'm coming up on another small little collection of homes here, and this is a little circle of homes, and it's got a name, which is Arthur Circus. So you are looking here at Arthur Circus, and you can go and look this up as well, get a little information about Arthur Circus and the homes that you'll see here. They've got a small little park right here in the center of the community. So there's a little cottage right here. Part of an original grant to the Reverend Robert Knopwood, this site was purchased by Governor Sir George Arthur in 1829. When he resold the land almost 20 years later, the auction advertisement described delectable building sites in a neighborhood that will inevitably become the resort of Noble. So this is, look at this, Arthur Circus. Alright, I'd be curious to know the price of some of these homes here. It's a stone cottage. It's a nice thing about today's day and age. You can just go online, and with a click of a mouse or two, you can find out the last selling price of just about any one of these properties here, or anywhere for that matter. Alright, let's see if there's anything else to share. I'm finding my way back up, and I am sure that there is plenty more to share here in Battery Point, with Battery Point itself being no exception. But I am tired, to be quite honest with you, if you can't tell that in my voice. It's been a long, busy, wonderful week here. My first week in Tasmania, and what in all likelihood will be the first of several weeks. You just never know from one day to the next what life is going to bring. And here you see the walk itself and Bobby's Footsteps. So you can download this, and Bobby's Footsteps takes you on a self-guided walk around the land that was originally granted to the Reverend Robert Bobby Knopwood in 1805 to build his home, Cottage Green, and establish his famous garden in Hobart's Battery Point. So there you have it, folks. Here is your abbreviated tour of Battery Point here in Hobart, Tasmania. Have a great day.